All right, so right now what we about to do is we are going to react to this video. Apparently, Donald Trump is a way for him to, get away from his own base being outraged with him about the fact that he's covering up the Epstein files. He's literally covering up a child sex trafficking ring. That is what this man is doing after, the whole QAnon and the child pedophilia and all of that shit being one of the biggest parts of the right wing brand. But he's covering it up and nobody's happy about it. Nobody believes it. So he ran to his safe space on Fox News and he was talking to Laura and no, his daughter, Laura Trump. And I have not yet watched this. So we're gonna watch it together and see what this man is talking about.
The question I think a lot of people have is, when will they actually start to see the positive impact from the one big beautiful bill in their lives? The tax cuts, all of the big things that we could see from that.
They're already seeing them, and we are getting.
They're already seeing it. It's only been a couple of days, and they're already seeing the tremendous, magnificent impacts of the big beautiful bill. Let's see what he says.
Investment because of that bill. We're having investment made in this country that nobody's ever believed. We're up to close to $15 trillion. Other administrations they wouldn't do that in 4 years. $15 trillion, and we did it in. I mean, that was a number from a couple of months ago, and now it's substantial.
We're getting investment like you wouldn't believe, like nobody's ever seen before, like you wouldn't believe. Like everything is obviously that, massive exaggeration because he's a con artist, loser, idiot. But, we know what is involved in this big, beautiful bill. We know that there's nearly $1 trillion stripped from Medicaid, the impact that that's going to have on rural hospitals and just on, poor and struggling, perhaps disabled Americans all over the United States. We know that they're increasing ICE budget. $30 billion is going directly to ICE. They're looking to hire 10,000 ICE agents, which is just going to ramp up this indiscriminate raids that they're doing, just sending everyday hardworking migrants away. 3,000 a day. We know that the number is like 10,000 violent migrants. 3,000 a day. You quickly get over that. We have billions of dollars being stripped from the SNAP program, which will impact millions of people. We have over 157 billion additional dollars being given towards the military budget being over $1 trillion now. Anti-war my ass. Obviously what he did with Iran, the Meals on Wheels programs that he slashed, hundreds of people that he fired from the National Weather Service that had a direct impact with Texas not being prepared for these massive floods. The going after the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, then this whole Epstein BS. I mean, I could go on and on and on about this man.
Substantially higher than that. We're having car companies come in and build their plants here, which they wouldn't have even thought about. They would.
That's not happening. And again, obviously, we already have car manufacturing companies. Like, bro, you've been in office for not even. You talk. These plants are just magically rushing over here. No, they're not. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. In fact, you're shipping more of these jobs overseas. None of this shit is happening.
Never done it. We have AI, which is the big hot thing, and they're spending trillions of dollars in this country. They wouldn't have done that without what we just did last week. And
last week. So all of a sudden, so this dude said within 1 week's time, car manufacturing plants are being shipped back here to the United States, and trillions of dollars are already being invested in AI. All of these things that are newly happening within 1 week of signing this bill that does the complete opposite of all of these things.
I tell Republicans, you have to speak positively about it. Like when I have a chance with you and your show is doing so well, your ratings are so good. What's going on?
Better after this.
Congratulations. It's really a great success. So
better after this, Papa. Thanks for the ratings, Papa.
I say to people, Republicans or anybody, explain the bill because it's so big and so good. Because the Democrats, they only do one thing good, and that's complain.
The Democrats only do one thing good, is complain. Donald Trump is the most whining, bitching, complaining ass bitch anybody has ever seen in modern times. This dude complains and whines about everything. He's still whining and bitching about the fact that he lost the 2020 election. It was rigged. It was taken from me. Nah, bro, you just lost. And then what did he say? And he knows nothing. This dude doesn't know anything about what's in his own bill that he signed. His name brand signature legislation for this term. He doesn't know anything that's in it. I mean, he's out there still talking about how Medicaid isn't being touched, but it is being touched greatly. And then I tell the Republican senators, I tell the politicians to explain the bill because it's so big and it's so beautiful. Like, bro, you explain it, but he can't because he's a moron and he doesn't know shit about anything. Least of all the bills that he's signing into law.
And they say it's going to cause death and this and that. They don't mean it's a soundbite. Somebody gave him a soundbite. It's going to cause death. Not going to cause death. It's going to keep people alive. And it's going to make our country successful and really successful.
It's going to keep people alive. It's going to make our country successful and really successful. Again, he's a blithering idiot. This dude doesn't have any vocabulary in his head, largely because he doesn't know anything. So the like 25 words that are in his vernacular, he can't expand upon that because he's not curious about the world, which is one of the worst things about Donald Trump. It's not even just that he's a moron. It's that he has no curiosity about anything that's happening here. But this dude's like, it's going to save people. It's not going to kill anybody. It's going to save people. I mean, like, bro, this man is just old. He's just tired. This shit is old.
So I always say you have to explain because they have sound bites like Russia was a sound bite. They make up a sound bite and they send it to the fake news and they send it all over the place. So we have to fight back and we have to live by our wits. And it's unbelievable. It's the most incredible bill, one of the most incredible bills ever passed, and it's the biggest.
One of the most incredible bills ever passed, and it's the biggest. And he doesn't know anything about what's in it. Bro, look at this dude, bruh. Look at him. This man is rotting from the inside out, literally. Why do we have to do this?
It's the biggest bill of its kind ever passed, and we have to talk about it. When you think about no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, a big tax cut in addition to that, plus we're saving the tax cut that we made years ago, which is big. It expired in another couple of months. It would have expired. They would have had a 68% tax increase, and now they have a tax cut. And you have to explain that to people because, the public, they're driving a cab, they're working as a lawyer, accountant, or a teacher, or doing any one of a million different things. They're not into it like we are. You have to explain it. So every chance you get, because what they do is they set a phony, they're fake. The Democrats are fake. They're part of the fake news. And the fake news will take it and they'll go with it. Because I have learned so much about the news. I so admire.
He just rambles. He's just rambling. He's just rambling.
Honest reporting. There's not that much of it, though. We really don't have that much. And I think to make America great again, you need we have to get a bigger percentage than we have. And nobody understands why. Why would somebody make up stories to make Biden look good when the man was grossly incompetent?
Why would somebody do that? Why would anybody make up stories? But then they lie about me, because I'm doing such great, wonderful things for the middle class and I'm bringing it like, bro, he is just magnificently full of shit. Like this dude is just the most vacuous human being I've ever seen. He's so full of shit and he's so shameless about it.
Good to sit to. I mean, other than lose credibility, they're down at the lowest number for credibility that they've ever had. They're way below Congress, which is very interesting. And I think Congress came a long way recently because we have people like Mike Johnson. He's been incredible. John Thune's been incredible.
Everybody who kisses my ass and does everything I say is incredible. And if you don't, then it's not fair. But the Democrats are the biggest whiners and complainers. But no, like, bro, this man committed treason against the United States, and he was whining and complaining about how unfair it was that he was being tried for it, and he got away with it.
People under them, and the Senate and the House, I've gotten to know them really well, and maybe better than ever because of this. This was almost an impossible thing to get approved because remember, you didn't have one Democrat vote, even though these are the biggest tax cuts in history, even though all of the things. It's going to bring jobs. It's going to bring everything.
Bro, he's just lies. He just lies. He just lies, bro. Like everything this man says is just bullshit.
We didn't have one Democrat vote because they said don't vote. And the one thing they do well is they stay together. You're reading stories now that a lot of them wanted.
No. That's what y'all do well. That's what Republicans do well, is stay together. Democrats are a much more diverse cohort. You know, you got diversity in ethnicity, diversity in ideology as well, you know, because you got liberals on over to further to the left, progressives and stuff like that. There's a much more diverse group of people within the Democratic Party.
To vote for it, but they
You
couldn't.
know, it's he's just so full of shit. I'm over here like damn near falling asleep.
They couldn't do it. I read one this morning about a certain Democrat from a certain location in New York who wanted to vote so badly for it. He said, "This is going to kill our career if we don't vote." And he really didn't vote because they really do control that. It's pretty incredible, and they stick together. I admire that, the stick-to-itiveness, but at the same time,
The stick-to-itiveness. He said, I admire the stick-to-itiveness.
I would say there's got to be something where when you're doing something good for the country. So we had to get all, because we have the majority by just a little bit, we had to get every single vote. And I guess it was 218 to 2. Think of that, 218 to 2. You just don't do that. It's almost impossible. And we got it done. And the reason we got it done because it's so good. And remember this, the Democrats wanted to vote for it, most of them, many of them, because it's all good stuff. I mean, it's all lower taxes and incentives and this, that, so many good things. Great on energy, stopping the EV mandate, which, you know, hurts Elon, and, you know, it's too bad. But I told him long before he endorsed me, I said, you'll never be with me because I'm going to stop the mandate, because the mandate said everybody has to have an electric car within a few years. And I said, that's not going to happen because who wants, not everybody.
Bro, he just rambles and rambles and rambles endlessly. I mean, I don't really even have much other commentary to give about that. It's just pretty tiresome. This man doesn't know anything about what's in his own bill, and everything he says about it is just a bunch of bullshit. Hey now, thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it and really helps to support what we do here.